Good afternoon. A blood reserve woman will stand trial in June on a charge that she intimidated oil workers during an anti-fracking protest last fall. Lois Frank was arrested for blocking an access road from a drilling site near her home. Charges against two other women are being withdrawn because they've chosen alternative measures. But Frank says band members should have a right to ask questions about health and environmental concerns, and she plans to fight the charge. Terry Boat reports.
I told them that my plea was going to be not guilty.
Lois Frank says she doesn't want to use the court to make a political statement, but she has to deal with the charges.
I believe very firmly in what I'm doing, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I mean, it isn't as though this gives a person great pleasure to go to court for the 6th or 7th time.
Frank says she was standing up for her constitutional and blood tribe rights when she confronted oil company workers leaving a drilling site last September. Frank and two other women were arrested and charged with intimidation after refusing to move from the gravel road.
I don't really want to be here, but I stand firmly in my belief that if we don't stand up for our people, our health, our lands, then we are in big trouble. And I think big oil is so prominent in Alberta, that ordinary citizens, are being criminalized for speaking out or standing up for their rights, and I think that's wrong.
While Frank waits for her day in court, the Energy Resources Conservation Board says Albertans can expect tougher regulations on fracking by the end of the year. The ERCB says the province will likely demand producers notify the public about fracking activities and the kinds of chemicals they're using. Environmental groups say it's a step in the right direction, but until the new policy is in place, they say all fracking should be halted.
Why do citizens like Lois have to be brought into court because she tried to say this is unsafe? Protecting her water and her land, it's our water, it's going to be our water too, because that water comes down to Lethbridge.
Until now, Lois Frank has been representing herself in court, but she's now retained a lawyer from Calgary to help fight this charge. The one-day trial will be held on June 20th. Terry Boat, CTV News, Cardston.
While Lois Frank has pleaded not guilty to the charge, two other women who took part in the protest have had their charges withdrawn. Jill Cropped Earwolf and Elmaya Tailfeathers have agreed to take part in alternative measures programs to avoid any further action by the Crown.